She's such a misfit, always ready to brawl. It's like her business, roughing up your friends.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the League Community Podcast. My name is Kristen Fuller, aka Mini White Rabbit, and joining me today is Jess Frucht, aka Miss Jester, and she is a part of the creator support team here at Riot Games.
Nailed it.
Yay!
That's true, Kristen. I am a part of the North American creator support team. We are very lucky. We have a very cool job.
Yes, you do. You do things like Brom Mix, and
oh yes,
you're part of the team that works with the creators that do that kind of thing, like Lux Jam, Brom Mix, all of that.
Yes, we are Riot's a patron of the arts program. We take care of all of our wonderful cosplayers and YouTube content creators and artists and animators. Yeah, we have the coolest job.
Sounds like the coolest job ever.
It's true.
And our guest today is Nicki Taylor, the voice of Here Comes Vi. How are you doing today, Nicki?
I'm doing okay. I'm scared of being awkward. How are you doing?
I'm just great. Super great. Also scared of being awkward, but it's all good.
We're doing good.
We're 3 for 3. We're all going to be scared of being awkward for at least the first 2 minutes of this.
We'll get
It's
through
okay.
it.
We're going to get through it together.
I feel it.
So for those that are listening, you are the voice of Here Comes Vi. And also Worlds Collide. So how did you get into that? Like, how did you, let's start there. Let's start with the music. Like, how did you discover your singing voice, and how did you really like fall into music, and especially gaming music?
So yeah, I've been singing ever since I could talk. The first time I really got into singing, I guess semi-seriously, was there's this play in 3rd grade, and I auditioned for the lead role, and I got it. It was the only like solo song in the play. I was Queen Isabella in 3 ships.
Very nice.
So my 3rd grade teacher was also like an opera singer.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
so he was like, I will take you under my wing and I will teach you the ways. So I took lessons from him for like 3 years. And then I did like the talent show in my school like every year up through then. And then I did the talent show like the last year in middle school. When I was around like 13 or so, I started trying to, I guess, get discovered, as people say. More like go
Taking
come to
your
LA
career
and get
really
scammed.
seriously at the
Yeah.
ripe old age of 13.
Pretty much.
Getting into it.
It was more so like come to LA and like put myself out there and then get scammed by music producers. This is what they like to call themselves.
For the listeners, you can't see the air quotes.
There's a
around
lot of
music
air quotes
producers.
yeah, there's
happening.
lots of air quotes.
I'm like throwing them everywhere. So yeah, I wrote a couple songs with a music producer down here, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna, show your music to executives and blah blah." It never happened.
I'm going to make you a star,
Yeah,
kid.
make you a star. And I performed in like a lot of high schools in Compton, and that was good.
It's a character building experience.
Yeah, like I didn't think it would go good, but they liked me. It went good. I never got stuff thrown at me. There's cheers. I saw people get stuff thrown at them. And from there, I was like, I'm done with this. I met a new guy who was going to help me make music more along the lines of what I wanted to do, which is more like rock music and stuff. So I formed a band called Running the Risk. And just musicians that we found on Craigslist all ended up being really talented people. We wrote some songs. And then from there, Christian Link from Riot. You guys might have heard of him, maybe.
Yeah, I think I know that
Maybe.
guy.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Possibly.
I feel like I've met him.
Maybe.
Might have heard of him.
He sent us an email and was like, hey, I have this song. You guys, you want it? And I was like, it's really good, but I don't want to just take your song. Let's write a song together. And so we did that. Song came out pretty cool. But the thing is that the band all fell apart. And so he ended up contacting me a couple months later and was like, hey, we got this character coming out. Your voice would be really fitting for it. And you should like swing on over here and do that. And I was like, sweet. That sounds like a great idea. Let's do that.
It's really cool.
Yeah, so we have Christian Link to thank. Thank you, Christian, for bringing us the voice of Nicki Taylor to the League community.
Thank you, Christian, for giving me future in music.
Yeah. It sounds like you kind of were a natural like collaborator even from a very early age, kind of being like, I don't want to take your song. Let's write something together.
Yeah, because I've never been like super confident in my writing ability on my own. So I always would, get somebody who I knew was good and be like, I have this idea. This is what I wrote. Is it good? And they're like, yeah, this is fine. Like, yes. I'm just like, okay, thank you.
Vote of confidence is helpful, though.
Yeah, no, it's definitely much more fun to I wanted a band because it's so fun to build something together and perform together and make something that you're proud of together. I guess by not being in a band anymore and not wanting a band, I am kind of contradicting all that. But I still do love the idea of doing things with people. It's just sometimes people suck and don't have as much, I guess, work ethic as you'd like them to.
So you're no longer with Running the Risk, but you have done some music with Falcon Shield.
Some
So-
pretty sweet collaborations, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Falcon Shield's fun because it still feels very much like solo. I get to do things on my own time. Joseph lives all the way in Sweden, and then Kenny lives
Is he in
in
Alabama?
Texas.
Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah, he's southern. He's a southern boy.
He lives somewhere good.
They're great guys, those two.
Yeah, they're awesome. But yeah, they I don't want to write League of Legends stuff because I'm just like, there's so many people who are so much smarter when it comes to League than me. Kenny is a great writer, and I'm just like, I don't want to mess with your system here. You can write this stuff. So they're kind of like, hey, whenever we need a female voice in like a This Is War, or we need you to sing something, well, just get Nicki to do it. So yeah, they just send me over files, and I sing it and send it back and do it on my own time. It's fun.
It's like the postal service. I don't know if that may be a
Music.
dated reference. Do you remember the postal service?
I know.
That's how they did things. One guy composed and then sent the tapes on over in the postal service back in the day. Snail mail. But yeah, similar sort of idea. I'd be like, what do you do? Your take on this? What do you think? Yeah, collaboration.
Right.
It's very cool. So, game music, it seems like you're really involved in game music in general. So, have you always wanted to do game music, or do you think that playing games has kind of influenced that decision?
Well, before I was doing anything with video games, it's really hard. You guys know, being out in LA, there's bands everywhere.
It's true.
And so you have to do something to make yourself special, make yourself noticed. My thing was always like, I think I'm a nice person. Maybe I'll just try to use my personality. Maybe that'll work.
That's a good place to start your personal brand. I'm nice.
I'm a nice person. So I made it very known from the beginning that I play video games and I do this. And, we caught a few people that were like, oh, cool. She likes music and games. Me too. So I always did want to incorporate it somehow, but I didn't really know how to do that because I'd say before League, I played mostly console games. I was a big Nintendo fangirl and stuff, and it's Pokemon doesn't have rock bands making video games music for them.
It's a real opportunity missed for Pokemon. I'm just
Pokemon,
saying.
hit me up.
Do a song about Charizard.
Yes. But yeah, so I never really saw that as a possibility until Christian came around and was like, I'm going to do this for you. And I was like, sweet, I'm excited. Let's do that. It sounds like fun.
and now there's a really interesting community, I feel like, of musicians and and vocalists around video game music.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
see a lot of cool
especially
stuff.
League.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Yeah, game music in general in the past 5-10 years or so, from what I remember, it's gotten
blowing up.
it's gotten amazing. A lot of the game music these days is incredible. It's just like movie music. It's
epic.
really awesome. Yeah.
And certainly League is a good example. We're leading the way. So kind of going back to your gaming roots, you said you were a Nintendo fangirl growing up. What is your first kind of gaming memory?
I think playing Mario 64 on my Nintendo 64. That was probably the first. Well, that's the first thing I remember. My uncle had a Nintendo 64 and was like, play the game. I got my own Nintendo 64 maybe, I don't know. That's so long ago. I was 3, 4,
baby.
3.
I'm starting to feel old.
Tell me about it.
So I got my Nintendo 64. Yeah, I was 3 or 4, and it came with Banjo-Kazooie, and then of course we got Mario 64, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, Yoshi's Story, and that was what I played for a really long time.
I feel you on this. I was also very dedicated to my N64 as a kid, so it was my console of choice as a youth.
Same.
Me too. Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium, those were my jams.
Pokemon Stadium's a good time.
Yeah.
For sure. I was an Ocarina of Time, just diehard fan.
I was late on Zelda. I didn't get into Zelda until Wind Waker.
Yeah,
And then I went
same.
back, and now people are like, oh, what do you think about Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time? And I'm like, I played Zelda after they started, getting the Z targeting down and everything started playing a lot smoother. So those feel not good to me. And I don't have the nostalgia factor behind it. So
So true.
everybody's just like, you're wrong and you're awful. And I'm just like, Twilight Princess has the best controls. And they're just like, what? How dare you? And I'm just like, it's my favorite.
There's really just for me, I have a real sense of nostalgia for just getting out the little instrument, playing that little song, and then Epona, the little horse, appears out of nowhere. I was like, this is great. This is everything I needed
This is a good
games
time,
to be.
good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all of my gaming nostalgia really comes from the Game Boy Color.
Oof.
I spent so much time on that.
Same.
And it got to the point where my parents got really tired of trying to buy me enough batteries as quickly as I was going through them. So they got me that rechargeable monstrosity that plugged into the back, but then that died. So I was constantly the kid sitting right next to the AC outlet with my
On
Game
a
Boy
very
Color.
short leash.
Yes, a very short leash.
Yes. Well, at least they always knew where you were. You weren't going to run off.
Yeah,
Sure.
I was just look for the closest power adapter. There
You were
I
under
was.
control.
Amazing. So I guess we can move forward in time a little bit. Now that we know you have your gamer roots, and jump a little bit forward here. So I have in my notes this line that we said when we chatted about a week ago about addicted to growth, and that was what you kind of got you about League.
Yeah.
So when you started playing League, obviously that was around the time that Christian and Here Comes Vi came into your life. So what about League kind of grabbed you? What is this?
God, I knew about League before Here Comes Vi because my best friend Alexandra was super into League at the time, and she'd talk about it. She tried to show it to me. When you don't know what League is, it looks really silly. You see, it looks like I remember my thought was like, it looks like little chess pieces running around. Like, what are you doing? What is this?
So to admit something funny, I received, I think, a beta invite for League of Legends way back when, and I passed it off to someone, and I was like, this game looks silly. Here you go. It looks like the kind of game you would like.
And now you work here.
And then in season 3, I became thoroughly addicted to League of Legends, and here I am at Riot. Hello.
Think of how much better you could have been if you started
I
at
know.
the beginning.
I thought about that. I should have.
Damn,
Opportunities missed.
I know.
definitely.
The
It is
worst.
it's a lot visually to take on.
Yeah.
And those first couple of games can be a little like it's a lot. It's a lot to look at. It's a lot to experience and try to figure out. And
Especially coming from like console gaming, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna put my hand on the QWER, and then this one over on the mouse, and then they're both gonna do good things for me, but how, when? And so that was super confusing to me. In the tutorial, you start with Ash, obviously, and is it still the
Thornmail
same?
Ash.
Still the same, right?
You still start with Ash.
Thornmail Ash.
Thornmail?
Build Thornmail.
Yeah,
Really?
for whatever reason.
That's a good time. That's a great lesson to teach everybody. Build Thornmail on Ash, guys. So yeah, I was like, this one makes sense. This is cool, kinda. And I was, just trying to figure it out. I killed a turret, yay! And then I went to a bot game, and for whatever reason, I played a Kali because I was like, I'll try a different one. Or maybe I didn't have Ash. Maybe Ash wasn't free. Maybe is Ash instantly free? I don't know. I didn't play Ash. And so I played a Kali and I was like, this is awful. I don't get it. I can't shoot people from afar. I don't like this game.
I have to run into the middle of everything that's scary.
And so I was like, you know what? I just will never play anything again. So I played Ash all the way through level 1 to 30 and like my first 100 or so ranked games.
Just really dedicated to
Yeah,
that.
a
That is
Kali
serious
scarred me
dedication.
apparently. I was like, no, nothing else. I'm done.
Yeah. Melee champions, no.
No, never. I still hardly play Melee Champions.
I still feel you too.
It's wrong.
And I started with Sejuani.
Sacagawea.
Yes. In the top lane. And I
Oh,
thought I
man.
was the coolest kid.
Yeah, I mean, there's something pretty cool about Sejuani, like just the
Sacagawea.
running
I'm a
around.
strong lady on a boar.
Yeah, exactly. Running
Strong,
around.
independent lady on a boar.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty strong place to start.
Yeah.
I started with Annie.
Earnball.
Yeah,
I have nicknames for like every champion.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I for some reason I think somebody recommended Annie. They're like, give her a try. She's got this cool thing with the stun, and give that a whirl. And it turns out she's a little complicated for an early champ for me. But now I found my one true love in Morgana. So apparently I'm an ice queen. Well, Lissandra's technically an ice queen, but I did find my one love in her. And
okay.
Ari.
Ari.
Yeah. Again, with the range. I love
Yeah.
that range that Ari's.
I really like the idea of Ari. And I'm not the worst person when it comes to skill shots, but her charm, I can't. I don't know why.
Yeah, me either. Whenever it comes to mid lane, I'll play complicated champions like Orianna, but if you give me Ari, she's so much fun, but I'm so bad. And every time I play her with my 5-man, I'm like, why did you guys let me play Ari? You should know better by now.
Why did you let me make this choice? How could you?
You're not looking out for me, team.
Oh, yeah. No, she's a little tough. If you miss the charm, like you feel like all is
you've ruined
lost
everything.
in that moment. You're like, oh.
Because and a lot of times it's life or death. It's like they're coming at you and they're gonna hit you with something that's gonna ruin your life. But you can change everything if you land that charm, and then you don't, and then you're like, oh well, I suck, and everyone should forget that I exist because I'm bad.
You can always ult and run away.
Sometimes
I do that all the time.
Yeah,
I'm bad and I feel bad.
if all else falls, if all else fails, you can always ult and run away. That's the beauty of Ari.
unless you've already done that.
Oops.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck. I would know.
Yeah. Cool down. So you got in like 100 ranked games in Ashe, and then you switched it up.
Yes. Then I moved to Misfortune. She wasn't that great of a thing at the time either. Everybody was like, "No, don't play Misfortune," and I was like, "Yeah, Misfortune, yeah."
You totally bought in.
Yeah, I was in. And God, now they buffed her. And I'm like, what, Misfortune? No. Why didn't you do that back then? Yeah. Oh, I had heal before it was cool, too. When everybody was doing barrier. And I was like, nah, Misfortune, Ashe, heal. And then now everybody's like, heal Misfortune. What are you doing? And I'm like,
You were just ahead of your time.
I was.
Remember the double heal bot lane for a while there? Yeah, that was a good time.
That was a party. It's a good time.
Speedy bot lane.
Super speedy. Run away.
But yeah, I played Misfortune for a couple hundred ranked games. And then I watched the All-Stars that happened in Shanghai where Double Lift got a pentakill on Ezreal.
Yep.
And I was like, I want a pentakill on Ezreal. I want a pentakill. And so I started playing Ezreal. And again, another couple hundred ranked games with Ezreal. Got my first pentakill with it. I think I was actually playing AP Ezreal mid, though. And that was the first time I'd ever done that. And I was like, oh, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. And then I never did it again.
Weird. You didn't stick with that setup, huh?
No, it worked out too. And I was like, oh, I could be great. I could be awesome. I am great. And then I was like, it's okay. I'll stay mediocre in the bot lane.
Well, she got the pentakill. She could retire then.
Yeah, I'm
mean,
done.
you can mic
I'm
drop at that
basically
point.
double lift at this point. I got a pentakill on AP Ezreal.
There you go.
We're done here.
That's it. I'm done.
You get to
I'm
mic
tired.
drop and walk out of the mid lane at that moment. It's like, I'm done. So I also have a little note here that that you played League with your dad.
Yeah, he plays League. He only plays Ashe. I want to say he has close to 1,000 wins. Maybe.
Wow.
Maybe
All right,
maybe
pops.
it's more like 600 or 700. I don't know. He's played a lot of games at this point.
That's still incredibly impressive.
Yeah. He only plays Ashe. Just recently he started playing like Nasus in a couple of bot games.
Ah, Susan.
And I mean that's a good place to start. That's where I started when I decided, hey, maybe I should try a top lane once in a while.
Me too.
It's that or the dong.
Yes.
Yeah, I dong around and
Why not?
that was a good time because I had a couple of accidental successes with that, and I was like, okay, cool, we good dog at a top lane. But yeah, so he plays League like every day as much as I do, and he doesn't even stream. He just does it for fun. Loser.
What a loser.
Imagine that. Just playing a game for fun.
I know. Why would you do that? This is just so.
But you guys
not-
you guys don't queue up together because
we
you're in
can't.
ranked and
we
he's
can't. There's been a couple times where I'd like try to support him, and it would either be like I would be trying to go too aggressive and he wasn't ready for it, or I don't know. We're just really just not on the same wavelength when it came to our bottom lane stuff, and I'm an AD carry main anyways, and I was like, you know what? You've made friends now on the internet. You can play with them. We don't need to do this. we don't.
It's
need
good to
do
have
this.
good, like, healthy boundaries in your relationships, you
No.
know?
Yeah.
We just don't. Do
Can't
that.
queue with your dad. I love you, but I can't.
We can't do this.
So my parents play MMOs. They play Guild Wars 2 specifically. And back whenever I played Guild Wars 2, I got them into Guild Wars 1. It was kind of the natural progression of things. And it kind of overtook all of our dinner conversations. Like, does that happen with you where you and your dad are talking about League all the time, or you know, where you're talking about like strategies and stuff like that? Because my parents decided that because we all played Guild Wars, they would then get into the min-max conversations with me.
Oh boy.
So I'm wondering if this is a thing that just happens.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of times where he'll ask me about like items, and I'll be like, no, don't build Hurricane and Rapid Fire. And he's like, I want them both. And I'm like, but you need a Last Whisper. And he's like, no, I'll get that last. And I'm like, what about a Guardian Angel though? And he's like, hold on, I'll get my boots last. And so,
Oh boy.
no, he's not that bad, but he definitely does want a Hurricane and a Rapid Fire. And I'm like, you know what? You don't need that. It's okay. He doesn't believe me though. He's still
Might I recommend the patch notes?
Oh, I don't even read the patch notes. I can't. I don't have the attention span for it. I don't even watch like
Patch rundown.
yeah, I can't. I know like Black and Ola does the patch notes nice and easy for us, and I'm just like, oh baby, I can't. I don't have the attention span. I'm sorry.
It's just like ad hoc when you figure out like, oh, this looks like it's not working. Do you go look something
Yeah.
up and be like, oh, they buffed it, that's why.
Yeah,
Or they
pretty
nerfed it, that's
much.
why. Or that, oh, okay.
Yeah, it becomes trial and error. Like when all the new, like when they changed Hurricane and they added Rapid Fire and changed Phantom Dancer, I was like, oh, I want to keep building Phantom Dancer. This is a good time. And then someone was like, no, do like Hurricane. And I was like, oh, this is fun. My Jinx rockets are just everywhere. And then
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. And then and then I switched to like Rapid Fire, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And I like danced around between like Static Shiv and Rapid Fire, and then now I kind of go with Rapid Fire most of the time. But yeah, it's just trial and error for me. That's why I'm low gold.
It's okay. I too am
Yeah.
low gold.
There you go.
You guys both turned and looked at me like I was going to say my rank, and I'm just, I'm not. I'm going to be like your dad. I don't play ranked.
I see.
I play Morgana.
Yeah, girl. I play that Morgana, and I don't play
Morgana's a good
ranked.
time. I like myself some Morgana. If I'm gonna support Thresh,
Yeah.
Morgana, Nami for a long time. Not
Nami's super
lately.
fun.
Yeah.
I recently got on board with Braum. Big fan.
Yeah.
I like just I mean, if for no other reason, his VO makes me so happy.
Yes.
Like, it's just a good play experience. It like absolutely matches up with the fantasy of playing him, like giant guy with a door. You know, stand behind me. I love it. The whole thing works.
Stand behind Brom.
Yes, start to finish, it works.
Yep.
So you are now, in addition to your music, you're getting into the streaming situation. Do your streamer, do your fans and viewers, do they clue you in when something changes?
Too much. Like,
They have opinions. They want you to know.
oh my gosh. Okay, so I was
So talk
streaming.
to us about your streaming.
Yeah, I've been streaming for like 2 years now, and it's a lot of fun. I love it. When I first started out, you know, you don't have a sub button. You're not making any money. It's just for fun. And so I would stream for like 10, 12 hours a day, like most days. That was when I was like really bad. Now, I'm just like bad, and people were just like, "Oh, you missed your CS. Oh, she missed a cannon minion. Why didn't you? Why go get a Last Whisper?" And I'm like, I don't have any gold. Yes, I missed my CS, and it's just like so many of. What drives me nuts is it's like so many of you guys are silver and below. Who do you think you are?
You're like the voice in my head.
Yeah, pretty much. Like outwardly, I'm really nice, but I'm like, yeah, I'll get it next time. But then, like, on my
Crying a little bit inside.
or on the inside, I'm like, who do you think you are, man? You don't know. You don't know.
You don't know me.
Pretty much.
You'll know
but
my life.
Yeah, they love.
They love you though. They want you to.
Oh,
they want
yeah.
you to be better.
No, they're great. I love them. It's just piss me off.
It's a fair thing.
But
It's a
yeah,
love-hate relationship.
They definitely help me out and tell me, you know, like, things have changed. You should probably like smite the Gromp first. And I'm like, I don't jungle. Why are you telling me like I should know that? Idiot.
Turns out that person is our very own Skarsgård. He's just in your. He's putting the patch notes into your chat on Twitch.
So, why did you start streaming League? Like, do you stream any other games? And why League?
Never. I never stream any other games. I honestly don't remember what got me into streaming initially. I know right when Here Comes Vi came out, I did this one stream with Potato Monster, and we had like 5,000 viewers, and everybody was just like, hey, I want to talk to you. I don't know, it was just cool seeing the chat move and talking to people, and maybe that was it. I honestly don't remember what got me started, but me and my friend Wilson used to stream all the time together, and we had like a small falling out. We're all good now. We're best friends again. But we stopped streaming together, and I guess like right after that was when I got my sub button. But yeah, me and him, we used to just play League all the time, and we just had really good chemistry and a silly dynamic, and we slowly got like a decent following where we were getting like 80 viewers a stream. So I was like, oh, maybe this can be like a thing. And it just kept on growing and growing, and it's doing pretty good now. So I don't know, just kind of fell into it on accident.
I mean, if you're having fun, that's a pretty good reason to keep doing it.
Yeah, it makes it easy.
That's how I got into games. I kind of fell into it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, you were saying, you know, things have been going well. You got picked up by Dignitas, sponsored. How was that?
It's good. You know, once in a while they'll post my stream on their like 100,000 follower Twitter and be like, oh, go watch Nicki. She plays video games and makes stupid voices and talks about butts. And then people show up and are just like, I hate girls who play video games. And then they hang out for like 10 minutes and like, oh, she's nice. And then they like to stream. So
you're single-handedly changing minds on the internet.
Trying to.
Building on that further brand of you being really nice.
I try. Trying to be nice.
It's working. It clearly is.
I did a little dance. I know you guys can't see it. That's why I
that rustling sound that you guys heard now was a happy dance.
Yeah. Or like a happy like seizure that happened.
A wiggle of sorts.
Yes.
Also known as How I Dance.
There you go.
I think we all probably suffer from that, the wiggle dance. I do that too. It's a thing. I mean, I think for the viewers out there who don't know or haven't watched Nicki stream, which you should, go check her out on Twitch. But yeah, Nicki, I think you may be like 62% sunshine. I've been trying to get like a percentage on it, but you're like the sweetest, sunniest little human. It's adorable.
Am I 38% butts?
Yes.
Cool.
Clearly.
I approve.
Sweet.
Maybe like 2% sass in there. There's some sass.
Sometimes. Yeah. You catch me on a wrong day. Yeah. There's a little sass in there.
The earlier growling into the microphone, I think, is a testament to that. So streaming and Dignitas.
Oh yeah, but Dignitas is great. They're nice to me. I like that. We're nice to each other. It's a good time.
They're cool.
Yeah, I didn't emphasize how cool they were, so I just thought I'd do that. They're nice. They're great.
Sweet. it's a good collaboration. You feel like it's been
it's been
fruitful.
a good time. Yeah, they're like, you know what, you like to talk about dumb things, and we can appreciate that. So you can keep doing that, and we'll just support it. And I'm like, great,
awesome.
This is great.
Again, a vote of confidence. It goes a long way. And what's your are you in the esports scene? You watch esports? What's your vibe?
I used to follow LCS pretty closely, like my first season playing, season 3. I don't know. I don't remember.
A couple seasons back, you were in.
Back in the day when there was the Proving Grounds.
Legit. Clearly, you were watching Double Lift.
Yes, I was. Yeah, I used to follow LCS, but I haven't been lately just because, I don't know, I find that when you stream so much, you play League so much, I don't know, I don't feel the desire to watch it as much. And like if I'm not streaming, I don't play it that often because I like stream like 4 to 6 hours a day. So I'm already playing League 4 to 6 hours a day. Yeah. So when I'm done with that, I'm like, I just want to like not do that for a little bit.
And when you're not playing League, what's your like disconnect? Is music what you do? I mean, like food, napping. I
love food. I think about food all the time.
Yeah,
like always.
What's your favorite food, Nicki Taylor?
I like food.
Great.
Yeah.
Is it edible? Yes.
Gosh, my favorite food.
We were discussing that you're a vegetarian, so
yeah, I'm a vegetarian. There's this really good burger place by my house, and they make portobello mushroom burgers, and it's like the best burger I've ever had, like meat or not, and it's just so good. That's my
right.
favorite right now. I really love sushi. You can do sushi really good veggie.
That's very true.
That is true.
Very true.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
What has been your experience as a woman in the gaming space?
This is a hard one because you gotta be careful what you say. I in my stream personally, I choose to dress, act, present myself in a certain way. What sucks is that, let's say one day I want to wear a tank top. Okay. And
Because it's 85 degrees in February.
yeah,
Let's just say.
it's like, I can wear a tank top. People wear tank tops. That's fine. And they're just like, I thought you weren't like the other girls. And it's like, the other girls who wear tank tops? Like,
Sure.
I do understand that there is like a small community on Twitch of girls that are like, hey, I got a donation. And then they're like, you want to see a little something from a donation?
Oh, my.
And it's like, but it sucks that for some reason that is labeled anyone who has a boob to be, I don't know, whatever kind of attention seeking something that you think that they might be. I don't know. I know plenty of girls who like to, get dressed up and look really pretty for their stream. And like, that's just not me. I'm a bit more laid back and I'm okay with streaming with minimal, no makeup, sweatpants, whatever. But it sucks that, like, if you want to get done up and look really pretty and still just act like a person, if you're showing anything or looking any kind of nice, it's like, oh, you're a slut on Twitch and I hate you. So
It's one of those, it feels a little damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah,
sort
pretty
of.
much.
Like, you're going to get comments either way. And do you sort of develop a thicker skin around it? Is that the ultimate kind of way of dealing with it? I don't know.
I don't know, because it depends on the day. Because for me, sometimes somebody will say something and I can, just like poke fun at it and make a joke and then like make them like leave and then it's fine. Other days I do get pretty like down about it or I get upset. But it's really not that bad on my stream because I have like a really big community. Shout out to the Cuddlebugs.
Cuddlebugs.
The cutest name.
adorable.
Yeah, our mascot is Scuttle, but we spell Scuttle with D's for cuddle.
Scuttle.
It's a Cuttlebug. I mean, I know he's a crab, but Cuttlebug.
Yeah,
it's cute,
She
though.
this is she. We
It's a
prefer to
she.
she.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Scuttle Cuttlebug.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So, if somebody comes in the stream and is saying something dumb, there's already like 200 Cuddlebugs just jumping down their throat, being like, get out of here, you suck. This isn't a place for that.
It's nice that the community kind of self-corrects in that way.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
able to-
it's very nice. So yeah, and it hasn't been that bad. I find just being myself, do what I find to be. I don't know, if I represent myself the way that I want to be represented, then if people choose to see me in some other way just because I'm female, then it's like, meh, whatever. I can't do anything for you. You are inept.
so your advice then to say a young woman in the gaming world who wants to get into streaming is like, be authentic, be yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Do your thing.
You do you, boo.
Yeah, I mean, like people ask me all the time. They're like, "Oh, I'm new to streaming. What should I do?" And that's rough because for me, I did have a little bit of an advantage being able to be like, the girl sang the Vi song and blah blah. Like that's how I got initial interest, and then it kept going because I guess I'm funny or something once in a while on the stream. And
I'd say that's true. I'd say you're funny.
You do some pretty good impressions.
sometimes.
You have a whole range of voices and noises that I've experienced just in the last few minutes. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, that was a good one.
We have an emote for that in my chat, and it's a little Nicki face with a tongue that goes up and over like this, and just.
This visual description that's occurring in front of me that the viewer cannot
Yeah.
see, like this is priceless.
I tried to tell them the up and over and part of it. It's very intense, and there's
Yeah.
like a little drool hanging off of it, and then everybody's like, "Aha, do the slurp." I'm like, okay.
There's, and yet another really good reason to check out your Twitch stream is just to see this emote happen.
It's great. But yeah, people ask me all the time, like, what should I do to get started in streaming? And like I said, I had a little bit of a upper hand because of that. But I think what kept it going or kept interest in it was I found my niche. My niche.
You found the niche.
It was my niche, my niche, my niche. just, being funny. If the game isn't working out for me, I typically don't get too upset. Unless, of course, the chat's being like really stupid or I'm getting flamed in the game, then it's hard. Like, when somebody's like, "Yeah, Mr. CS," and it's like, "Oh, shit, I know I missed the CS."
Sure.
So
Just adding insult to injury at that point. You're like, I know,
Yeah.
guys, I know.
Yeah.
Like you missed the cannon minion. It's like, I know, and
I
it
was
pains me.
there. But
It's hurting me too. Trust me, guys.
yeah, like it's fine. So yeah, for the most part, since my chat understands, they're on the same page as me. We're all just like, let's come here, have a good time, talk about stupid stuff. We're gonna meet a whole bunch of like-minded people because we all just like to be nice to each other and talk about dumb things and be fairly uncensored while still being respectful to each other. It's a good time.
Yeah. So being nice. That helps.
that helps.
It's so on
that's
brand for you.
good.
Bringing it back.
I didn't realize how much I try to just be nice. I feel good about being nice.
I feel like we should probably get you like a T-shirt for that.
That says "Be nice."
Just be nice.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Just be nice.
Yeah.
But
Nicki
yeah,
says be nice.
please. But yeah, for new streamers, find your niche, nick, however you want
Yep,
to say it.
there it is.
And like whether it be, hey, I'm good at League, I'm going to teach you how to play, or I'm funny, or I'm like a one-trick pony, I only play Ari, or whatever it is, you got to figure that out and make it interesting, make it fun. And then one thing that I haven't gotten locked down yet, which I really need to, would help me a lot, is a schedule, because people are like, oh, I know when to come back and see you.
I imagine that would be helpful.
Yeah, because especially when you're first starting out, because it gives a lot of times streams are a place for people like, after they had a bad day at school, work, or, just want to relax regardless of good or bad day. They like to know that that's always going to be there for them. And so if you can provide a place for them that's, going to reliably be there, then you're more likely to build a reliable audience. I stream almost every day around the same time, so I kind of have a schedule going. I kind of have that, but I do need to get a little bit better on that.
You gotta put it in stone somewhere. Write it down.
It's like every time I do say like I'm gonna stream at this time, something happens, and I'm like, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna be late. So if I say like stream's gonna start in 5 minutes, I get like 20 tweets that say like, oh, so you mean 2 hours? I'm just like, I hate you guys.
Snarky audience.
Yeah, they're sassy.
Wow. Sassy little cuddle bugs.
Yeah, they're so sassy.
Well, at least they get you.
No, they know. They know.
All right.
So where do you want to go from here? Like, what are your aspirations? League, music, streaming?
That's a great question.
You're so young and full of possibility, Nicki. What do you want to do next?
Possibilities.
You could sing for us. That'd be great. Just serenade me, Nicki. Serenade me.
The thing with music, like we talked about earlier, it's a little rough because it's hard to find people who are on the same page as you, who are going to put in as much time as you, as much practice, who want it as bad as you do. So, and then, with streaming, it's so much like I get to do this on my own time. When I want to do it, I can put as much work into it as I want, and it'll be as successful as much effort I put into it. Music's a little bit harder than that. It's definitely, I believe that that's with anything. As much effort as you put into it is how successful you can possibly be. But there's just so many more doors to open, so many more gates. Open the gates.
Open the gates.
Can open the gates.
See what you did there.
Yeah.
I mean, there is something to this idea, though, that Twitch is very much an open landscape. It is exactly what you make of it. You build your own channel, you build your audience, and the music industry is much more established. So trying to kind of break into music can be much more, you're relying in that moment on a lot of other people's opinions, other people's work.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely consider myself a singer, or if you want to call singers musicians. Musicians get upset about that. They're like, no, that is not you're not playing an instrument. My voice is my instrument.
I think that's a totally fair assessment.
I think so too.
I would agree.
But I'd say, I put myself as like a singer first. But when it comes to things that are more practical, streaming is more practical. I take singing as it comes. Riot's been amazing to me and given me so many opportunities. Biggest audience I ever played was, I think, the first show I got to do for Riot, which is in Chile. And that was 10,000 people, I think.
That's a
I
serious
got to just
crowd.
go out there and perform the Vice song, and they're also like, why you gotta go sing the Jinx song too? And I was like, okay, cool. So I got to do that. They've sent me to Colombia, Taiwan, Mexico. I've gotten to perform in all those places.
I got to see you at PAX East, I believe.
Oh yeah, PAX
last
East. I
year.
always forget that one.
It was a really good show. You were lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's so much fun to get to do those things. But yeah, I pretty much just take music as it comes, whether it be Falcon Shield, Riot, or I just recently did another project for a small indie game. So yeah, just as it comes, I take it. But from there, streaming's my main. I main streaming, and
I'm mainstreaming, but occasionally.
yeah, once in a while I'll play some sing. But yeah, the stream's cool because everybody's like, sing this song, do this, do that. So it's not like it has to be one thing. I can do both
You sing while you play?
all the time,
Amazing.
and then I lose.
It's hard to focus, I imagine, on both.
Yeah, I mean, like, I used to be better at it because I used to sing a lot more on the stream. So I'd like read the chat, do song requests, and then like play the game and then still win. I was trying to do that the other night after like not doing that for a long time, and it was just not working out. I was like, okay, the song's coming out good, but I'm dying everywhere. So
Focus.
yeah, pretty much. But then I'm like, singing's so much more fun than this losing game. So
Yeah, I don't know that your team would appreciate it if you're like, sorry guys, I'm going to AFK so I can sing.
yeah, sorry about that. I got some sing to do.
I'm in the middle of the solo right here. Just hold it. It's fine. Just hold mid. It's all fine.
You just got to master the the respawn song. You can sing just a song while you're respawning.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, just the gray screen ditties.
Mm-hmm. That'd be great.
Hate that gray screen bug.
Oh, that gray screen.
It's very frustrating. The gray screen bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I think with that we can maybe say our goodbyes. So thank you again, Nicki, for being awesome and made of sunshine.
My throat made a funny noise. Did anyone else hear it?
It's okay. I didn't hear it. We'll just pretend.
It just went. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Thank you, Nicki Taylor.
Well, from all of us here, we thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are on Stitcher, iTunes, and SoundCloud. And thank you for joining us for another episode of the League Community Podcast.